Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me for another bonus episode in this series in which I'm sharing our family's experiences in the last year of our daughter Hannah's life, which spanned from February 2008 through February 2009. My desire is to process through the events of those 12 months with a perspective that 16 years has brought, and to point listeners to hope in Jesus along the way. I'm grateful you've joined me. This is bonus episode number 164, Hannah's Little Red Laptop, January 20th, 2009. At some point during that year of cancer, I began to carry Hannah's red laptop with me on every trip to Children's Hospital. This laptop had been a surprise birthday gift for her back in October, made even more special because all of our extended family contributed toward its purchase. Unfortunately, she had only a brief window of time that she was able to use it herself due to her vision issues. At her appointments, there was always a lot of sitting around and waiting for blood work to be done, waiting for platelets, waiting for chemo infusions. And I wrote my emails on this little red laptop while sitting beside Hannah's bed as she often dozed through these procedures. I also used it to play solitaire once my email was written for the day. Not any of those fancy versions of solitaire, just plain old traditional solitaire. There was something mind-numbing about playing game after game, interspersed with the occasional reward of cards bouncing across the screen in victory. If Brad was there with us, he and I would pass the laptop back and forth, taking turns playing, competing against each other for who could get the best score. That silly game provided a much-needed escape from reality at times. After Hannah went to heaven, I used that laptop for blogging and replying to emails, and it was also instrumental in the early years of the While We're Waiting ministry. If you could see it now, you'd notice that many of the letters on the keyboard were actually completely worn off by the time I retired it a few years ago. It may be retired, but it will always have a special place in our home. Here's my email from 16 years ago today, typed on that red laptop. We are still at Children's Hospital this afternoon. Hannah has had both of her IV chemo drugs, and she'll be receiving a unit of platelets soon. After that, we'll be ready to go home. We'll come back on Friday for blood work and possibly more platelets. The chemo makes her feel kind of crummy, but thankfully it has not made her sick. The doctor tells us that we will probably do one more round of chemo in 2 weeks and then have an MRI to check our progress. God is good all the time. Jill and Brad.